May the 21st. There is a very good reason why I missed writing yesterday, May the 20th. I will try to go into detail now. As I read over my last diary entry, May 19th, I see that I mentioned a plan to use the dead dog to gain some measure of revenge. I decided to act upon my plan later that night before I went to bed. I figured that I really couldn't sleep until I did so. I took a flashlight, trash bag, and a shovel under the cover of night, and, after some sickening moments, managed to scoop most of the rotted mutt into the trash bag. My plan was to toss the whole nasty package into Loiter's yard. I hefted the bag and prepared to fling it over the fence with all of my might, hoping to perhaps even send it flying directly onto Loiter's doorstep. What happened next is sort of difficult to describe. As I was about to toss the bag of disease and maggots towards its new home, the plastic tore, sending at least half of the contents flying backwards into my own yard. I still followed through with the forward toss, however, even though the sudden decrease in weight totally threw off my balance. Also, the bag had wrapped itself around my hand, so I was pretty much unable to let go of it. Flinging it forward, it struck the top of the fence. The momentum whipped the contents down and then backwards against the chain link. The front of the bag tore open, and at that point I was showered by a revolting collection of maggots, foam, leaves, and dog parts. My vomiting began immediately. I staggered in a circle and then fell hard over the shovel hidden in the dark and weeds. I had set the flashlight down so I could throw the dog. As I got up, I could feel one side of my glasses break off as the other side hung loosely from my ear. I panicked, not wanting Loiter to hear me. I fumbled my way to the porch, vomiting several times during the trip. I could feel the bugs and dog pieces moving and settling into the shirt I will never ever wear again. When I discovered the stiff, dry dog leg hooked into the waistband of my pants, the vomiting resumed with a new level of intensity. I took at least 5 showers that night. The smell stayed fresh in my nose, and so I suffered uncontrollable bouts of nausea. I spent half the night in the shower and the other half tucked in a fetal position on the bathroom floor. I called in sick for work, which meant I missed 2 days in a week. The boss was not satisfied with the excuse that I gave him and accused me of being drunk. That is a disturbing story in its own right, and one I feel I may have to deal with again one of these days. When I felt a little better, I took the clothes I had on during the dog incident and put them in one of Peter Jiggin's burning piles and set them ablaze with the help of some charcoal starter fluid. I noticed that the rotting dog now occupies a much wider spot in my yard. Now that I accidentally scattered him, there are more flies as well. I'm not going to write about this anymore.